A new dawn, a new day and a new hunt, and I've just noticed that a place I didn't think was going to be open, King's Exchange, is actually open, and they usually have a ton of retro games in. But first, there is a really good CEX here, and it's been about 3, maybe 4 months since we've been in. So we're going to go take a look, and we're going to take a look in particular at some 360 games. Let's go. I also need some shelves, my hair's a wreck, from B&M, and I think there's a B&M in Idlewells. I could be wrong, it might be Home Bargains, but I really do need some shelves because we're going to be doing some upgrades in the Lady Lounge. So fingers crossed I'm right and it's B&M. Already clocked a little perler with manual on the Sega Mega CD there. Ooh. Straight in. Oh my god, they've got Tombi 2 in with manual there. Oh my god. There's some really good games in here, really good games. We've got Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers, Street Fighter Alpha 2, unboxed on the Super Nintendo, which you never ever ever see. Loads of nice 360 games. But I'm not gonna lie, that Tombi 2, I think that needs to come home because it's got manual as well. There's even a Rogue Immaculate Double Dragon. Look at that, look at the corners, look at the edging on the box. Oh my god. I can't get my mind off that Tombi 2 now. I can't get my mind off it. We'll have to have a look at it in a bit more depth. It does look like it's really nice condition as well. Okay, we'll have a look. Steelbook alert here. Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark. Good game. £8 tin edition. We're doing different editions now, different prices for different editions. Because without the tin, it's only £2. When did that happen? Usually they're the same prices. Got a lovely lenticular case here on Dante's Inferno. Crap condition actually. It's a bit sun faded on the edge. Just clocked a really obscure Super Nintendo game, Bubsy 2, £65. That's also really nice condition. Jeez, this is insane in here today. So we're going to check Tombi 2. Killzone, £110. When did that happen? Wow. There it is with manual. Got some wicked stuff in. Is everything out?
Yeah, it is at the moment.
It's got 2 manuals. Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly one of the best CEX purchases to date. Tombi 2, PS1. Didn't really look at much else in there because it's the same stuff as you always see, but to see Bubsy 2 on the Super Nintendo as well, even though it's unboxed, was really cool. But I need to check some shelves out before we head to King's Exchange. It's just the one shelf that I need because I'm doing a little experiment in the Lady Lounge, but I need a drill. And Jess is not well, and she usually puts shelves up, so I'll be shouting my friend Heather to possibly put this shelf up. We'll see if they've got it. Let's go into B&M, which is not somewhere we usually go on this channel. Turns out that B&M was absolutely lame and they didn't have the picture shelves that I wanted, so we're going to have to go to a bigger one. But let's check out King's. All right, we're here in King's. Got some nice Pokemon games in. There's some really nice stuff in actually. Boxed SP stuff, Double Dragon on the NES, the obligatory Pokemon. These ones have been in for quite some time. Loads of stuff in though. Don't see anything like, that's nice, double case loaded there, reloaded rather. That is nice. Check it out.
See you later, buddy.
I need a few seconds of your time to tell you about channel memberships. If you guys want to become a channel member, click join from the main page or the second link in the description. There are 3 tiers, all with different perks for you if you want to become a team member. Thanks for your time. Let's continue with the video. Woo! Okay, so not much in Kings. They don't tend to switch the stock around that much, but what was in there may be for you. Of course, the highlight is walking into CEX and seeing so much good stuff. And I never expected to drop that much money on a PS1 game. But I have wanted Tombi and Tombi 2 for quite some time, so I thought, you know what, while I'm here, I can take the plunge. And I don't know if you caught it, but I can resell one of these. Check it. So I don't know if you caught it, but in the actual store, we took a look and it actually has 2 manuals. So I'm going to obviously keep the best manual. I'm going to make sure that there's actually nothing different about them. It doesn't look like there's difference. English. So I guess it goes into different languages the further in you get. No, it's the whole thing is English. So we have 2 English manuals here. So I will be selling a copy. I'll be selling this copy over on my Discord. So I think the manuals do hold a lot of value. Again, don't know why it has 2. And I'll chuck in a channel sticker and a signed channel card to anybody that buys this. So go and check that out. I'll chuck that for sale. I'll have a look at what it's sold for on eBay and we'll work on those kinds of prices. Probably just pitch just under actually. But yeah, that's a really cool find. Gonna head back to the lounge now. And I'm going to go cuddle my dog first. That's the most important thing. And Jess, of course. 2 loves of my life. Let's go. Now we seriously are back at base. And I want to show you something that I don't think I've shown on the channel. If I have, it certainly hasn't been in any great volume. Now we're sat here chilling out because I want to make it as personal as possible because I know a lot of you that watch the show were born in the 80s and kind of grew up in the 90s. And a lot of you will be familiar with the real Ghostbusters cartoon. My brother and I loved it very, very dearly. And I loved it so much that a couple of years ago, maybe even been like less than, maybe like 18 months ago, there was a chap on Instagram that was selling the cells, the drawings and the cells from the cartoon. Now I have hundreds, and I mean hundreds of these. I'll show you a little bit more on B-roll, but I wanted to kind of show you some of these. These are the nicer pieces that are framed. And what I'm actually going to do for the stuff that I don't have framed, I'm going to get, you know, those like art portfolios where you just kind of open them, they're like huge, maybe A1, A2 size, and you can just leave them in and just go through the artwork sort of thing. I thought it would be really nice to kind of get some of those folders to display some of these cells. I have some Akira cells as well. They're downstairs. And I've just had these sat and it feels like such a shame that I can't display them. They're really hard to display. And he messaged me, I don't know, kind of a few months ago, and I literally bought the rest of them. He's like, I need them gone, Gemma. Do you want them? I was like, absolutely, of course. And I've given my brother some, and I've given some away on my live stream as well. But these are some of the creams of the crop. And even on the back here, oh my goodness gracious, let me get this. Because there's 2 parts, isn't there? You've got the cell, which is the kind of paint that would go and it would sit over the drawing. You can see the drawing of Egon on the back. Now, these are gorgeous. And to try and match these up to every single frame, these are like 1 frame per cartoon. And I was like, you know, I want to know more about this. I have a certificate of authenticity, but I was like, you know, anyone could get that. So I reached out to the chap, and he left me this massive message about how he came across these. So I'll read that out to you now.
So originally, the DIC animation vault was liquidated and those cells sold onto galleries owners wanted to resell them. All my stock and the majority of what is out there came from the largest company during that time, which I believe went bust. It all ended up in storage lockers and whatnot before hitting the collector market through other sellers. Mostly what happened over the years is that a company would start selling the stock once they got their hands on it, animation, ink archives, animation legends, etc., and then realise it's a huge job and give up and sell it on to the next.
So as you can see, some of these are mounted and I just think they look absolutely gorgeous. And again, a lot of them that I have aren't mounted on these frames, but check how nice they are. I just think they're so beautiful. And these ones, I've kept them carefully stowed away. These are the completed ones. These just look stunning. I'll show you some of the more rough and ready ones, like the one I showed you there beforehand. Oh, that's upside down. Got a little bit of proton pack game going on here. And I would just love a way to display these. I think it would just be so, so cool to display them. But it's really difficult because you have to get frames for them with a UV protection, because if you have these anywhere near the light, over time, they are going to get absolutely destroyed. Now, I want to make this clear. None of these are for sale because I absolutely think these are just unique pieces, one of one, literal frame by frame by frame. Imagine the labour that went in to putting these cartoons together, the likes of the real Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all those classic cartoons that we all loved back in the 80s and the 90s. And even today, when you see clips of cartoons or whatever, nothing hits the mark like it hit the mark for you when you were in your living room. For me, council estate, in the living room, CRT, mounted in the corner, ornaments everywhere, you know, everything, oh God. And it was just sitting there, maybe eating cereal or eating a sandwich. I used to like beetroot sandwiches. My mum used to make me a lot of beetroot sandwiches. What even is that? And just watching kind of cartoons. And I still do, loved the real Ghostbusters. So these are cool. I'll show you some of the more kind of unfinished ones and you can judge for yourself. And I have a question. Do you have any cells? I would really like some original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon cells and drawings. So I'm going to keep an eye out in the community and on eBay for those. Maybe you've actually got some. But again, I do think these are absolutely beautiful pieces. Truly incredible. What an amazing piece of history. And this is the part of collecting that I really, really love. Now, as you can see, full pack. But these are the cells. This is just the cell by itself. It's on this kind of acetate paper. It's not paper, is it? This is acetate. But I just absolutely love these. And just to think that this is hand painted. These are hand drawn. There's so many here. And I just think what a wonderful piece of history to have this, especially with it being such a part of my childhood. And I find it mesmerising. And that's why I thought it would be nice to get them all displayed in a folder so I can literally just leaf through them and genuinely enjoy this artwork. I would love to be able to have these on display. Hey, we've got a Slimer there. But unfortunately, it's just too risky having them out because of the sun. And Jess wouldn't approve anyway. If I was single, these would be all over my house. My whole house would be a museum in homage to games. Just cool memorabilia like this, and probably a gym as well. So just look at it. So it's really nice. And again, I've given some of these away on stream. So a couple of my viewers have been lucky enough to win some of these. Sometimes I do give them away over on Kick. So definitely worth giving us a follow over on Kick and joining the live streams from time to time. And yeah, let me know what do you think? Do you think these are cool? Absolutely feel mesmerised.
I forgot to turn my receiver on, but what I'm saying here is we're going to move these PS1 games, we're going to sort a load of stuff out now, and boy have I got a banger episode dropping.
Now that this receiver is on, I think we should start clearing some PS1 stuff so I can move that pile onto there, clean that, and then put some SNES stuff away. Yes! And check this out. I have a full box of these, all sealed. Look at that. How amazing is that? That is actually amazing. I love these. Shiny Mario. I love them. They're going nowhere. Could fill the sticker album though. But that's mint. Box is a bit battered, but it just makes me happy. The crazy thing is, right, there's not a lot I want to get like rid of on the PS1. It might just be like half a dozen games. We'll see. As you can see, got a decent selection of PS1 stuff. God, I love a bit of Breath of Fire. Oh my God, the graphical style, everything about it. Will I pay? Will I pay Beyblade? I kind of feel a bit more attached. That'll probably go, right? That's one that's going, okay. Bomberman, no. 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 I love chess. Believe it or not, right, I absolutely love chess. So it's probably the only game I have on my phone is chess. Probably get rid of the Disney stuff. Just not bothered about Disney stuff, so we'll make a pile. It's probably worth an absolute fortune, Disney stuff. But I'm not going to play it. And boy, do we have a lot of Disney stuff. Disney's Dinosaur. My God. And then we're down to the cool stuff. But we've got a gap. I don't think there's anything else along here. GTA 2, Grandy. I mean, this is all top-notch stuff. I've done well to keep my PS1 collection pretty tight. We've got the other stuff up here as well. Loads of like double K stuff. All the platinum stuff, which I'll probably keep as it's a subset. I'll probably keep all the double K stuff as well. So it's really going to be about this beauty. Let's continue. Honestly, I think that's it. I literally think that's it. Not even joking. My PS1 collection is that good. So here's what we've done. We have put some nice big hitters at the front here, except for Road Rash. Cool World, got some Final Fantasy games. Just shifted a few bits around, and then all we've got on the bottom, and these Pixel Pals are there literally as a stopgap because I'm looking at getting a little shelf along there, and I'm going to stack all my Pixel panels on them. Pixel Pals. So yes, now I think what's next is this. So I actually forgot that I'd found a place for the stuff that I picked up at Games Galaxy, but what I've not got are the screen protectors. So when I've got the screen protectors, I'm going to move them where they are to up here. Now, there's lots of freaking cobwebs that I've noticed, and we've got some brand new lights coming, and I just don't know how I'm going to even meander all this stuff to get them up, but I guess we'll all have to find out, won't we? Right, let's get these prices off. Shove the price tags in my pocket. Now, obviously, this is not the final thing, right? Because these are sports titles. So obviously it gives me a little bit more shelf space. Should see what I've done on the Master System over there as well. But yeah, this gives me a little bit more shelf space to kind of go and be a little bit more creative with this. So whilst this is a bit lackluster, how am I gonna, let me think. So we've got like some Super Nintendo there. We'll go like that because at least we can see what they are. And then I've got this really nice Japanese Super Game Boy, which will go in the SF1. And I kind of feel that that needs displaying as well. So kind of get that there. Then I need to find a space for this beaut. Look at that long box F1 on the Game Boy with the 4-player adapter. That's really cool. But anyway, check this. Oh, and hang on, we're going to move this there. This really cool Mario World tin from the early 90s. You can sit right there, man. That can go kind of on there, or maybe just like there. So that looks cool. And I will make that look even cooler as we go on. Right, this is what we've done. I've hung my Street Fighter brochures. I have the Beanie Babies, missing Donatello. I'm going to get him off eBay tonight. I'm going to shove Donatello there. And then we've got some really nice Master System games front facing. This I got signed by Yu Suzuki down at Gamescom. Hey. As well as a copy of the Shenmue Retro Gamer. So that's really nice. That's really, really nice. Got a picture of him signing that for me as well. So yeah, we've got some really nice, I think that looks really cool. I need to get up there. There's cobwebs for days up there as well. But I think this is looking really nice. And of course, we've got Gex out, Tombi in front of the Platinums. It is looking pretty fresh, guys. Dreamcast. Moved some really nice Dreamcast games on here. We took the Mario figures down. Obviously, this is, I believe, a bootleg copy of Flashback, as is Half-Life, which I believe was a finished game. Oh, the case is cracked, I forgot. I believe that is a finished game, and I do have a modded Dreamcast, region-free Dreamcast, so it'll kind of play anything that I've got on here. So I think it looks really nice, and I just wanted to also show you, because these were moved from shelf down here, but I've actually got a ton of indie stuff on the Dreamcast, so let me show you that. So, bit of postal. All these are going to go on here, by the way. Obviously, that is not a bootleg, but we do have some region-free games here as well. So do bear with. So Virtua Tennis, I've always loved tennis games. This is a fantastic addition. That's for sale, by the way, as is all this. These are not. Of course, a classic, different region. This is a Japanese, as you can see. Always admired the artwork on a bit of Sega Rally. Now we're drilling down into the indie stuff. Classic bitmap Euro game, Xeno Crisis. Shadow Gangs, this is amazing. This is a nice side-scrolling beat 'em up as well. If you have not played this, I implore you to check this out. This is an incredible game. We have, I believe that is the soundtrack that is sealed. Shout out to Low Tech Games as well. They sent me a copy of the soundtrack and their games. Flea is an immense game, and obviously the follow-up is out as well. Bit of Rush Rally Reloaded. Alice Dreams tournaments. Not actually played that, so can't really comment. We've got the Japanese sealed Xeno Crisis. Xenocider. Again, these are sealed. I just haven't had the chance to play them. Of course, we've got Flea as well. That is numbered as well, which of course is like 135 out of 200. Some more classic low-tech stuff with some Tapeworm Disco Puzzle. Intrepid Izzy, I think this for me was one of the first indie games on the Dreamcast that I became familiar with. A really nice little title. I believe it's available on all the platforms. This is sealed. Have played this because there was a demo that was actually circulating with this as well. Now we've got some American Dreamcast games with a bit of Test Drive 6. This is back when I filmed a full PAL and NTSC Dreamcast collection. Look at that though, Volume 1. We've got loads on this. Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Shining Force, mate, Streets of Rage 2. The list goes on. What an immense pack. Love a pool game, Maximum Pool. The King of Fighters Evolution. Whoa, Fighting for Balance there. Absolute baller title. And then of course we've got the King of Fighters Dream Match 1999. Take me back to 1999. So I'm just going to store all these on here. This is nice as well. This is a beautiful 3DS. This is for sale. More American stuff here as well. These were the Bleemcast discs, Bleem discs rather. So this is Gran Turismo. So this would basically, Bleem got sued. So you can actually like put this in your Dreamcast, and then it enables you to play Gran Turismo on the PS1 in your Dreamcast. And you can see on the back, like PlayStation and Bleem graphics. You can just make out, if you've got quite a nice sharp eye there, that the Bleem title does look incredible. And of course they did it for Metal Gear Solid, and I think that was Tekken 3 if I remember correctly. Yeah, Tekken 3. So Bleem, yeah, these are quite obscure. Basically just unlocks the Dreamcast so you can play the said PlayStation 1 title. So if you're a Dreamcast owner, I think it's such a versatile console. what with all the indie titles and all the capabilities such as this. Pretty cool. That is going to do it for this episode of The Gebs 24. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe and tune in to the next adventure packed full of retro games, 80s and 90s nostalgia. Cheers.